Hello, welcome to Goodnight Flagstaff. I'm Bryan Cooperrider, and I'm delighted to once again be reading with the Goodnight Flagstaff program. Thank you for tuning in to your community story time. You can find a new chapter from one of our favorite family-friendly books at 8 p.m. each weeknight on the Literacy Center's YouTube channel and on Creator Radio, a local online radio station. The previous chapter is replayed on Creator Radio each weeknight at about 7:45, just before the new chapter airs. You can also listen to all previous Goodnight Flagstaff recordings on YouTube. We're currently reading Race to the Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. If you'd like to check it out to read along with us at home, it's available in the Hoopla app with your Coconino County library card. Check one out today. Please email us if you'd like to join our team of readers and connect with your community through stories. All ages are welcome. Our email is goodnightflagstaff@gmail.com. goodnightflagstaff@gmail.com. Last time we read together, they all fight the monsters together, but Mac falls from his herald and gets caught in Spider-Woman's web. Before Nijoni can reach him, Mr. Charles and his bodyguards get in between them. She jumps off the back of her herald at the word of Davery and his book in order to save Mac. Is she going to fall to her death? Chapter 44, The Last Arrow. I don't even have time to scream before I smack into something or someone. I open my eyes to see my mom's face. She's grinning big, one arm holding me tightly. Somehow she managed to catch me while her other hand was wrapped around the hilt of her lightning sword. "Nice jump!" she shouts as she sets me on my feet. We're both standing on the back of the White Mountain Herald. Rock Crystal Boy is hunched over Clege's neck, steering the bird, but he looks back over his shoulder and gives me a friendly wave. "Put your feet in here." Mom points to the foothold she engineered in the harness that allow her to stand well in flight. I slip my feet underneath the ropes and immediately feel more balanced, but I'm still freaking out a little because I'm standing on a bird's back with only some rope loops to secure me, and we're going really fast. "Ready your bow, Nijoni," Mom shouts. "I'll take right and you take left." "Take left what?" She gestures ahead, and I see we're closing in fast on the buzzard's blockade. We're near enough that I can see the shine on Mr. Rock's bald head, as well as the gleam on the black gun barrel that is pointed directly at us. "Oh, no you don't," Mom says between gritted teeth. She slips her feet out of the holes and runs down the herald's back. I watch as she launches herself into the air, her sword slashing downward, and Mr. Rock's gun goes flying, while still attached to his hand, which is no longer attached to his arm. Yuck. But also, whoa! Mom really is a badass. I watch as she lands safely on Side's back as the herald passes below with Davery and Yellow Corn Girl. We speed past them, the sound of Mr. Rock's scream ringing through the air. Miss Bird, on the back of her oily-winged buzzard, is coming up fast on my left. I don't wait. I loose my arrow, not aiming for her, but for her mount. Again, bullseye, or rather buzzard's eye. Nibine Yaagani emits an air-piercing shriek and falls out of the sky. Miss Bird goes down with it, still straddling the buzzard's back. Our way is clear, but I can see that Mr. Charles has almost reached Mac. There's no way we can outrun him now. "Hold on, Nijoni," Rock Crystal Boy says, his voice taut as a bowstring. "We're going down!" I crouch as Clige folds his wings close to his body and dives. The next few seconds feel like minutes. There's a rush of air and sound and movement. I squint against the wind while trying to keep an eye on our primary enemy. He brings his king buzzard alongside Mac, where it hovers while Mr. Charles makes his way to the top of the monster's head. Soon he is parallel to Mac, who is motionless and hanging within easy reach. I hope Mac is still breathing in there. I frantically scan the cliff wall for Spider-Woman, but I can't see her anywhere. I know Mom and Davery are somewhere above me, and she's probably still fighting, so I'm the only one who can help Mac now. If Mr. Charles grabs him and they fly away on the Buzzard King, I may never catch up. I've got to do something. I get down on my knees and stick my legs under the harness rope. I tap Rock Crystal Boy on the shoulder and motion for him to slow down. He instructs the herald, and we begin to decelerate. This is it. I've got a single arrow left. One shot. I've hit all my targets so far today, and I only have to be perfect one more time. At least that's what I tell myself. But aiming at Mr. Charles feels different. Despite the fact that all my sensors are telling me he's a monster under that fancy suit, he still looks human. How can I shoot another person? Mr. Charles pulls something from inside his jacket. It's a knife. The same one he used to threaten me back at the house. I growl, feeling my anger rise. He intends to take Mac. No way! I won't let him. My hands are shaking as I draw my bow, knock the arrow, and take aim right at Mr. Charles' chest. But I'm in such a hurry and so nervous, I don't do my breathing exercise. I just let it fly. Big mistake. I watch the lightning arrow shoot forward, a perfect arc of white fire. It zooms through the sky straight towards its target. Mr. Charles stops cutting the web around Mac and turns. His eyes widen. Then he lifts a hand, palm open, finger spread as if trying to stop the arrow, and he catches it. I gasp. No! His laughter rings through the canyon. He hefts the arrow a few times, checking its weight, and then looks up at me. We're still flying right toward him, and I'm close enough to see his red eyes. He seems to move in slow motion as he raises his arm, winds it back, and hurls the arrow, my arrow, straight at me. I don't have time to do anything but watch it come. It's a direct hit right over my heart. I scream as fire radiates through my body. I clutch at the shaft, thinking to pull it out, but I'm already losing strength in my arms. I struggle to breathe, my pulse beating too loud in my ears. Someone calls my name. I turn my head and Rock Crystal Boy is reaching out for me, but we don't connect. I fall to the canyon below. Chapter 45. Dead, dead, dead. I wake up, the world blurry around me. The feel of the dry desert ground at my back. I hear footsteps coming toward me, the click, click of a businessman's fancy shoes. I should feel more pain. Or maybe I should feel no pain at all because I'm dead. Either way, I should definitely have less sand stuck up my nose. I sneeze some of it out, a wholly undignified move, and long for a tissue and a nice cold drink of water. Strange that the mind and body can still want stuff when you're dead. I reach for the place over my heart where I was hit and discover the arrow is gone. All that remains is a warm spot that feels like I'm wrapping my hands around a mug of hot chocolate. I sense that if I kept my fingers there too long, they would get burned. I wonder what happened to the arrow, but I don't have time to wonder for long. Well, Nijoni? Comes a voice I'd hoped never to hear again, the voice of a shape-shifting red-eyed monster in a black suit. It seems you can't be killed by your own arrow, which is a shame. I guess I'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. Good news. I'm not dead, or even dying. Bad news. Mr. Charles is standing above me, ready to finish the job. Kill me all you want, I shout, hoping he doesn't take me at my word. At least you'll never get Mac. Mr. Charles laughs. A cold, ugly sound. On the contrary, I already have him. Spider-Woman even wrapped him up for easy carrying. I'll have him in my fracking fields, drawing water from the earth in no time. I push myself to a sitting position and crab walk backward, putting some distance between the monster and me. I try to peer past him to see if he does, in fact, have Mac trussed up and ready to go like a stuffed turkey. But my vision is still messed up and everything beyond Mr. Charles is a big blur. I've collected many children with unique abilities over the years, but I've been looking for someone with Mac's particular talent for a long time, he murmurs, sounding pleased. I told you your family was special. I assumed Mr. Charles was a one-time kidnapper. The thought of him dragging kids with ancestral powers to Oklahoma and making them toil for him makes me shiver. Even if you take him, I'll find him and my dad. You'll never be able to hide them from me. Mr. Charles sighs. Ah, sibling love. How touching. But here's the truth, Nijoni Bege. His face grows dark, and his words come out as sharp and cutting as the knife in his hand. You are only a child yourself, and now you are a child all alone. I look up, trying to find my mom, but the sky is filled only with black forms, buzzards, circling the top of Shiprock. The land force of monster slayers apparently never showed up either. Your words are brave enough, but the fact of the matter is you cannot defeat me. I have a very big knife. He holds up his stone knife, and I watch as it transforms into a huge sickle, a sharp, curved silver blade on a wooden pole twice as tall as me. With his skeletal figure in his black clothes clutching that giant scythe, he looks like the Grim Reaper. And you have nothing, he hisses. You are nothing. You're wrong, I say, because every minute he's been talking, my head has gotten a little clearer, and the place over my heart has gotten warmer. My whole body is filling with heat, and everywhere it flows, my muscles seem stronger, and my blood feels brighter. I flex my hands, and tiny sparks dance across my fingertips. Now I know what happened to my arrow. Lejean's words ring in my head. Just be who you are. You were born for this. You're wrong, I repeat. I've never been alone. I have my best friend and my family. Oh? He looks around, raising his hand theatrically to shade his eyes. I don't see them anywhere. Where are they? And I have the heralds and the guardians, who will all be dead shortly. And I have the love and wisdom of my ancestors. Now I'm getting bored, and I have one other thing you didn't count on. He stops pretending to yawn and narrows his eyes at me. And what, pray tell, is that? I raise my hands, palms up. I have the lightning. I release the fire that's been building in my blood, and I blow Mr. Charles to smithereens. Thank you for tuning in. Join us next time for Chapter 46, the last chapter of the Race to the Sun. Good night, Flagstaff.